Hey, welcome to New Burgers. Man, we got a winter wonderland going on for fucking Friday. I'm here to tell you it is a balmy 14 degrees outside. Got the heater on in here though, and got it up to 54. No more propane. um, I, I acquired a heater from work to keep my joint compound from freezing. Doesn't freeze in the building. I brought it home. I got a remote. Cool. Anyway, what am I doing today? Well, having a little double of good vodka. I don't drink cheap vodka. It's Kettle One. And having Sam. I know, write this down. I'm missing my home brew. But I got an alt beer cold crashing, the one that me and my son got together and did, which, yeah, the sample tasted pretty awesome in the hydrometer, in the tubage. So I'm cold crashing it. And I'll give you a rundown in a minute on, I'll give you a rundown in a minute on how I brewed it up. But you got the recipe has never changed. The one I put out there, it's never changed. Ooh, get it in ya. Ow. I miss homebrew. It's coming. I'm going to cold crash this for 2 days. I'm starting to drop the temp down now. I got it down from 66 to 59 degrees in a couple hours because I cold crash it slow. And then I'm going to leave it there probably till Sunday. And then we're going to get it in the keg, force carbonate it, and leave it sit there until the end of the week. I'm going to call my son up and say, hey, it's ready. So, I got another Texas Brewing, another Alamo Amber Ale kit, because me and my son killed the other half keg. He liked it so much. He told me when he got here, he says, Dad, I'm bored with beer. I'm drinking Maker's Mark. I'm drinking liquor. I said, look, New Burgers ain't good on liquor. I said, just taste this beer. I said, taste the beer, right? All right, 12 o'clock came. He said, pour me a beer, because we were brewing. I gave him a beer. He's like, oh, this is good as shit. He said, fuck a Yingling. So, we got to brew another one. Besides that, my son-in-law likes, the Alamo Amber Ale. Now, I was thinking, being as I don't have 10 pounds of pale ale, I got a buttload of Pilsner malt. I just need a little bit of victory. Got the rest. Why not do a German pale ale? Right? Could do that. No, that's for the amber. I'm talking about for the pale Dorado. That's what I'm talking about. The pale Dorado. Why couldn't I replace the pale ale malt with Weyermann Pilsner? I got everything else. I do. Don't I? Yeah, I think I do. I do. Yes, I got the Crystal 60. I got the Crystal 10. I just don't have 10 pounds of pale ale. Oh, I got to get El Dorado hops. Well. Anyway, and I'm out of German hops. I'm out of Tettnang, and I'm out of Middle Frau. Yeah, that shit. I'm out of that. I'm out of fucking yeast too. So my next brew up's going to be the Alamo Amber Ale. Yeah. That's all I got for fucking Friday. Besides the fact that it's cold and I can't brew this weekend because it's way too cold. When I run my hoses outside for my plate chiller, they're going to freeze. I can't have that. I can't wash my shit outside. I can't rinse my stuff off outside. I can wash my stuff inside, but I got to rinse it off outside. No, it's too cold. So next weekend, it's supposed to warm up a little bit. I'll get my brew on next weekend. That's what I'm thinking. So, shout out to thrash metal. Oh, and yeah, I wanted to go into what I did. You got to hear this because this is unbelievable. This recipe has never changed. My alt beer. I know I'm jumping around. Now the grain bill has never changed since the year I've been brewing this, and I've brewed probably about 5 or 6 of these, and it's never changed. So it's 8 pounds of Pilsner, 2 pounds of German Munich, 1 pound of dark Munich, 6 ounces of Cara Munich Type 3, and 3 ounces of Carafa Special 2. Okay? And 2 ounces of Hallertau at 60 minutes, 1 ounce at 15 minutes, and I put an ounce in at flame out because I only had an ounce left. I threw that in the flame out. Okay? I mashed in at 150 for 90 minutes. I mashed for 90 minutes, and I mashed out at 168 for 15 minutes. Okay? Then I sparged. That was about 1.5 gallons of water, and I squeezed the bag, and it got me up the volume of 6.7. Yeah, about 6 3/4 gallons. And then I bowled for 90 minutes, like I normally do. Okay? Werflock, all that. OG at 67 degrees. Took a reading. This never happens. Now, let me tell you what my target gravity is. My target gravity is 162. I nail it every time. Okay? Gods were with me this time. My OG was 1070. Ruh-roh. So I might have to rename this Imperial Alt Beer. Okay? Took an FG today. 112 at 66 degrees. Okay, you do the math. I'm looking at 7.5 to 7.6125 ABV. Now, I double mill my grains, yes, and it's almost the consistency of flour at 0.25. It's just a little less than a credit card. I mean, it's small, just a little smaller than the credit card gap. You know what I mean? And I double mill and make sure I get every kernel. But when I dump it in there, it's pretty fine. And I got a brew bag. Yeah. 7.6 for a fucking alt beer? Oh, and the added extra ounce of hops was, the sample was like, the aroma. It was just wonderful. But it's got a warmth to it. Now, you can't taste the alcohol in the sample at 66 degrees. You really can't. It was nice. It tasted pretty good. Yeah. Can't wait to get it in the keg and let it age for a week, and I'm gonna pull a sample off of it. We're gonna see. Me and my son's gonna check it out, and maybe I get my son to do a video with me, a taste testing video. 2 new burgers jinking. Yeah, there you go. The other thing is, I got asked a question on YouTube about the Alamo Amber Ale. Now I know what it says in the directions, and I'm gonna read the directions off on how they do it, and I just don't do it this way. It's a single infusion mash, and it's mashed at 152 for 60 minutes. I mash at 150 for 90 minutes, okay? And, other than that, I didn't change the grain bill. I did do a mash out. I did a mash out at 168 for 15 minutes, but that don't call for that. It's just, So I get every little bit out of my grains, and of course I don't have them milled when they're sent here. The kit sent here, I double mill them too, and I use a brew bag and all that. So their expected OG out of this was 1060. I grabbed 1065 all by the buttocks. I did. I got it, and I think mine was 6.7%, and it called for. Said ABV 6.1%. So my efficiencies are rather high using a brew bag. I don't care what anybody says. Brew bag's the way to go. You can mill finer, mash longer, all that. You know what I mean? And yeah. So the steps that I'm doing, I'm getting a good efficiency. Now, when I ferment, generally, depending on what yeast I'm using, if I'm using a Nottingham, I go at 66 degrees. If I'm using an 05, I go to 67 degrees because when you're fermenting, the temperature's going to rise anyway, despite what your temp probe says. I mean, it's going to rise, and I keep my temp probe plastered to the side of my speedle fermenter, wrapped with bubble wrap and duct taped all around it and all that kind of shit. So there's going to be the temperature's going to rise inside of there. Yeah. So depending on what yeast I use, the K97 I ferment it at 66 degrees. Okay, and usually the Alamo Amber Ale I let stay in the fermenter for I want to say 10 days, and then I cold crashed it for 3, and then I stuffed it in the keg and let it set a week after I force carbed it, and it was quite clear. You know, the first couple of pints are always cloudy because you're pulling up off the bottom, and it's still settling out even after your cold crash. But I got down, let's say I got pulled 5 pints off of it. Next thing you know, it's crystal glass clear. And I've got to tell you, the Alamo Amber Ale is a very good beer. It really is. I highly recommend it. Texas Brewing Incorporated, Home Brew Supply, www.texastxbrewing.com. Check them out. That's a good recipe. That's a very good recipe. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot more, except that it's fucking cold out there, and it's a balmy 55 in here, and I'm still dressed down from all my work clothes. I'm having me a little vodka. I'm having a fucking Sam, and it's killing me. It's like drinking water, man. I like Sam Adams. It's got a good taste to it, but it's like drinking water. It's a 5% beer. This is the 6% brew house. You know what I'm telling you? I don't know. Anyway, I hope all you guys who have heat in the brew house and all that have a happy weekend brewing. This is Newburger on fucking Friday saying, you gotta get it in ya. Oh, yes, sir. See ya.